Vice President Kamala Harris raising a few eyebrows as she fumbles through yet another speech while speaking at a workforce summit. Watch this.
Together, we are expanding access to transportation. Seems like maybe it's a small issue, it's a big issue. You need to get to go and need to be able to get where you need to go to do the work and get home.
Here to translate, Fox News contributor Lara Trump joins us now. Lara, good morning. Thanks for being here. This is one of many, as we've heard. What did she mean and what does it mean?
Well, I'm glad I'm the translator for this. I feel very honored. I actually feel like, Pete, we could have a song out of that. If you put a little music in the background there, you need to get to go, you need to get to go. Like, we could really have something there. Perhaps the vice president missed her calling in the music industry, but she is the vice president of the United States. So we'll take a step back. Look, I feel like parents all across America are very familiar with this sort of thing because I hear this from my kids whenever they have an argument they're trying to make, or they're trying to tell me they need something, but they don't really have any backing to their argument or any foundation. Things come out in this way, and it's as though the vice president subconsciously knows that the arguments she's trying to make are not really valid, or they don't really have any good standing. So this is maybe the way it comes out. And look, as much as we like to laugh at this and poke fun at it, this is the number 2 in charge of America. If Joe Biden is no longer president, this is who takes over. And when you have a president who has cognitive lapses at the rate that Joe Biden does and does not exude strength, you need to have a vice president who can pick up that slack. And unfortunately, we don't have that because we have Kamala Harris, and she comes out like this and says this crazy stuff. And unfortunately, not only are we watching it and laughing at it, but leaders all across the world, Pete, are also seeing this, whether friend or foe. And man, is it just a bad look for America all around. But we're getting used to it. Maybe we just ought to put music to the background of this stuff from now on.
You're right.
I don't know.
I've heard that type of rhetorical approach from my 9-year-old as well. You know, when they're buying time, trying to buy substance as well. But you saw the poll, 64% of Democrats don't want Joe Biden to run in 2024. I wonder what that number would be for her. So what does that mean for Democrats across the country as they look down and say, if it's not Joe and it can't be Kamala, or maybe it is, maybe she gets her shot at it, what does that mean?
Well, she typically polls even lower than Joe Biden, which, I mean, that is just, the bar is so low already. It's shocking. And you remember when she ran for president the first time around, she dropped out before even her home state of California voted because she was doing so poorly and she was so unpopular. So it is not likely, I think, in many people's minds that Kamala Harris is going to be the nominee if it's not Joe Biden running in 2024. But that does open up a whole host of questions, Pete. Who will it be on the Democrat side, and where does it say that the Democrats are? They're in pretty bad shape. They don't have any strong candidates. Whether it's the current president and vice president, which you would typically look to for a second term, or any of the whole host of other folks that have been thrown out there, whether Pete Buttigieg, gosh, we know Hillary wants to get back in there. I mean, there really aren't any great candidates for the Democrats. So looks good for the Republicans. We're okay with that.
Yeah, you need to get to go. You need to be able to get where you need to go.
You do.
To do the work.
You really do.
And get home. You did the work. Hope you get home soon. Lara, thank you so much.